Welcome to the Fantasmagorium show. On today's show, Scarlett Johansson has a little bit of litigating to do regarding Black Widow. You can take a jungle cruise on a green night through still water this weekend, and a physical media roundup to make every disk drive say, "Feed me, Seymour." Let's go.
And we are live.
What's going on, Steve?
Hey, Scotty. How was your day? How's your day been so far?
So far, it's been good. It's about to get better.
Yeah, right. We got a lot of news. We got a jam-packed show for you today. No trailers today. We were actually jam-packed with a bunch of news. You know, when I started getting the notes together for the show today, I thought we'd have 3 or 4 items, and I was like, yeah, maybe we'll just go into, doing a list or just jump into the comment section. But man, did it start, the news just started rolling out. So I guess, we'll take care of some of the housekeeping like we do every day. And then we'll jump right in. So welcome everybody. Do all the things that we ask you to do, please. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment. We love the comments. Helps the show grow.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Do all those things. And if you'd like to send a tip with your comment or question, please do so. www.streamelements.com/phantasmagoriumshow/tip. We also have a website we'd love you to visit. We have our main show, some short clips, Black Phillip Alvarez shows over there. We also have a link to our audio-only podcast and our shop. Also, if you want to drop us a note, use the contact form there. And we do have a blog full of great news. Catherine just put up a new article today about the Scarlett Johansson Disney situation. So please check that out. And like we said before, we do have a merch shop. You can help us support the show and help us grow and get something in return. www.phantasmagoriumshow.com/shop.
I want that hoodie.
Yeah, right? I want the red one. I think I want a red one. Black one's nice too.
It is.
So yeah, there's some cool designs over there. Get what you like. We are going to start developing more products and more designs and stuff as we grow. So yeah.
Like ultimately we want to get into space. So if you guys buy stuff,
right,
we can make a rocket.
Right. Or at least hitch a ride on one.
Exactly. You ever seen the Explorers?
Okay. Shall we get into the news today, Scott?
Please.
So, yeah, often people say Hollywood doesn't make enough original movies. This weekend runs counter to that. You want Hollywood to make more original movies? Mm-hmm. Then this is the weekend you should go to the theater. Jungle Cruise, The Green Knight, and Stillwater are very different films, but none of them are sequels.
Mm-hmm. And it's so far away to go see Green Knight, but Green Knight looks amazing. We've done a trailer review of that. Stillwater, yeah, I didn't know anything about until this morning, and I looked it up. And Matt Damon plays the father of his daughter, falsely accused of murder, and so now, and in France.
Yep.
And so, sorry, that sort of sparked my Matthew Broderick from Godzilla. Anyway, he's from France, and it looks like a tense thriller. It's also interesting to see Matt Damon age into the father role, and then also the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
You got The Rock, you got Emily Blunt. It is Disney, and they don't pay us, so
right.
It's up to you.
This is from IndieWire. It said this weekend's box office grosses will suffer in comparison to 2019. This whole year, the last 2 years are going to suffer, and many more, just because 2019 was such a stellar year for box office. A typical late summer weekend that saw an opening of Hobbs and Shaw at 60 million, the third weekend of The Lion King at 38.5 million, and the second weekend for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood at 20 million. That weekend grossed $149 million. We should see about half of that. However, the lineup has a chance to make a significant impact. The openers, like we said, Jungle Cruise, Stillwater, and The Green Knight, all originals. They stand as outliers. While no single weekend determines the future health of the box office, strong results here will be critical if studios are to believe there's benefit in theatrical releases for less familiar IP. So, look, everybody complains about it all the time. I think what they don't realize is that just how many movies actually get made per year. Hundreds of movies, thousands of movies come out every single year. In fact, there's almost a dozen new films dropping this weekend. We only hear about the top 3 or 4. That's what actually breaks through the noise, and that's what most of the trades are going to report on. In fact, we're guilty of the same thing. We don't focus our energy on straight to DVD movies or other fare that may have limited releases. We try to get, if something really interesting or really piques our interest, we'll try to bring it to people. But it's just kind of how it's been, and how the news cycle runs. So I think people, so when they see that, they feel like every movie that comes out is some kind of sequel or a prequel or some kind of directly tied in IP, that they're like, oh man, Hollywood doesn't make original movies. The fact is that's 100% false. In fact, there's more original movies being made now than in any time in the history of film. The problem is nobody goes to see those movies. So if you don't go and support those movies, the studios aren't going to put the millions of dollars it takes to market those movies to get it in front of your eyeballs.
True.
So is it a kind of a catch-22? Yeah, it's a kind of a catch-22.
Well, it's risk, and Hollywood is averse to risk, and they enjoy having an established IP. They like their stories to be vetted in advance for marketing, and you are entitled to make a movie around that marketing. Yeah. And that is the difficulty sometimes. And I know even saying that Jungle Cruise is an original IP, that's like saying Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, is an original IP because it is based on a ride. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But, out of the 3 that that I set off of the top, Green Knight is top of the list. Yes. That's where I want to go.
Me too.
So, but those kinds of, and even then, that's an adaptation of the Arthurian legend.
Sure.
And so it is interesting, and they are original. All 3 of them are original, none of them sequels. You can argue that none of them are adaptations, maybe interpretations.
Interpretations, sure.
But it is something that doesn't have a 2 at the end of it. It's not based on, there's no legacy continuing.
Correct.
So, I'm waiting to see Space Jam 2.
Don't bother. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll like it.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I never want to discourage people. I never want to discourage people from watching stuff and liking what you like. You like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. But
I'm just saying, if you have an option, I would say if it is tickets and you have the availability to go see an R-rated movie, instead of a G-rated movie, I would go with Green Knight, we will tell you how we feel about Space Jam, even if we haven't seen it.
Go see Green Knight this weekend because it looks absolutely brilliant.
It does. It looks really good.
That dovetails right into basically the next topic. We always like to do this. We try to get to this. Sometimes, the show takes over and moves things around, but we try to get to this Thursdays. What's opening in the box office this weekend? So opening this week, July 30, as we said, Jungle Cruise, The Green Knight, Stillwater. There's a movie called Enemies of the State, which is a documentary. An American family becomes entangled in a bizarre web of secrets and lies when their hacker son is targeted by the U.S. government, making them all enemies of the state. So that looks pretty good. I'll be looking for that. It's a good Metascore. It's got a 75 Metascore, so yay.
Oh no! Then we have 9 days. A reclusive man conducts a series of interviews with human souls for a chance to be born. That sounds interesting.
So this movie's flying under the radar. This movie was supposed to come out a while ago. In fact, it was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed, obviously, because of pandemic. Oh, no, some little bug going around. No.
All right.
The trailer for this 9 days looked absolutely amazing. This movie looks great. If it's playing near you, buy a ticket. Or if you have credits, go check it out. It looked that good.
Okay.
If this was playing near me, I'd be watching this instead of Green Knight. But I do want to see both of these. These two are at the top of my list. Good Metascore too. 71 Metascore.
Speaking of Metascores, next on the list is Midnight in Switchgrass with a Metascore of 21%.
This is the one that you were looking for.
Yeah, and I finally saw the trailer for Midnight in Switchgrass, and I was like, no, I was wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately. Ride the Eagle is also coming out in theaters this week, or this weekend. We didn't mention the Metascore for the top 3 movies. Let's do that real quick. Sure. Jungle Cruise, 49 Metascore, which is not good. That's a
fail. That's a fail. Green Knight, 88, which is a pass, a stellar pass, and then Stillwater is a 57, which is
a sideways.
That's like a D minus.
It's like right.
So, but Jungle Cruise it's an F.
So what we heard was that Stillwater may suffer from a long runtime. Now we had heard 3 hours, but it's actually about 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is still for a movie like this, like an hour too long, in my opinion.
I don't know. I'd have to see it.
A good 90-minute movie. I'd have to see it too. I don't know for sure, but I mean, just from the synopsis and watching the trailer, I'm like, man. When I heard it was an over 2 hour movie, I was like, I don't know. Especially when you have the Green Knight and 9 days, and even Enemies of the State in the theater this weekend. You have better options, in my opinion.
You ever see Frantic with Harrison Ford?
I did, yes.
And it seems like that kind of plot-ish, American fish out of water in France kind of thing, and then dealing with crimes and stuff. And so, but also it's supposed to be like, I'm assuming that like Matt Damon's character in the film is supposed to be traversing a complicated legal system. Well, that's not going to be taken care of in a weekend. This isn't Taken.
Right.
So maybe it is that sort of drama that needs a little bit more of a runtime. I don't know.
It probably needs space to develop. It's just with those 2 other movies that I mentioned in theaters this weekend, it's going to be hard to pass those 2 up in favor of a long, drawn-out kind of overseas legal drama. I don't know.
True.
We'll see.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Next is this is blowing up the internet this morning. Scarlett Johansson sues Disney over Black Widow's streaming release. The star alleges simultaneous release of the latest Marvel movie in theaters and on Disney Plus service was a breach of contract.
Yeah, apparently.
Ms. Johansson said that in her suit, that her agreement with Disney Marvel Entertainment guaranteed an exclusive theatrical release, and her salary was based in large part on the box office performance of the film. Now, this is not unusual.
No.
A lot of times in these negotiations, actors will take points on the back end of these movies.
Yes.
In lieu of huge $20 million upfront paydays. Disney let me just finish and then we'll get our thoughts. Disney I lost my place. I'm sorry. Disney intentionally induced Marvel's breach of the agreement without justification in order to prevent Ms. Johansson from realizing the full benefit of her bargain with Marvel.
The
suit said Disney could not be reached immediately for comment. I'll bet they shut all the phone lines down on that because This is huge news. It's huge, and there's a couple dynamics going on here, right? First of all, kudos to Scarlett Johansson for her professionalism during the whole run up of the Black Widow movie. She went out, put on the game face, sold the movie the best that she could, did all of the press, did all of the junkets, did all of the things you're supposed to do to promote a movie, and didn't say one word about this until it was over, right? Until the movie was released, and she had a couple of weeks out in the theater, right? So kudos for that professionalism. To be able to not use that stage to bash Disney shows remarkable restraint and professionalism. There's also the dynamic that I don't know. So obviously movie theaters want to blame day and date release for this, what they see as lack of income or leaving money on the table, or not for Black Widow not achieving what I think some people thought was going to be $800 million to $1 billion film. We talked about this when it came out. I think all the people that wanted to see Black Widow saw Black Widow. I don't think it was going to be an $800+ million box office for this film anyways, even without pandemic and all of the other problems. But there's a big case to be made that that's the issue, and it looks like she's making this case in her lawsuit.
Yes, but I think that it is a case of legalese in a contract that was made before pandemic.
It was,
and so there is a breach of contract. I don't mean to brush up against you in the wrong way, but professionalism, like, she did her job, absolutely, but a public lawsuit instead of negotiations, I would assume that this kind of thing would have happened behind the scenes. I usually
we don't, just to interrupt, we don't know that it didn't. We don't know that it didn't. In fact, the fact that Disney doesn't have a statement prepared for this tells me that they did, and it didn't go the way that they wanted it to, or that didn't go the way she thought she needed. I don't think this is, hey, I need money type of thing. This isn't, no. I don't think this is a frivolous lawsuit. This is a business contract that was in breach. Disney is the culprit here in a lot of different ways. But number one, the fact that they didn't renegotiate this even before the movie came out, or make some kind of compensation package like Warner Brothers did with Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins for Wonder Woman. Gadot. Okay, thank you.
You hate it when I correct your pronunciation.
No, I mean, well, I've heard it 3 different ways. So
yeah, no, I know, and it's pronounced Basinger.
Passenger.
Moving on.
Okay, so anyways, yes, Disney's at fault. They should have renegotiated this, and they should have made it right from the beginning before this got out of control. I don't think her management would have filed this. Her, meaning Scarlett Johansson, her management team would have filed this suit if they had, if they thought that they could get any bargaining, or if it was any way frivolous in any way.
Maybe it's just interesting to me because it's the first time that I've really, aside from Terrence Howard, this is the first time that I've ever heard about a member of the Marvel Cinematic Universe sort of biting the hand that feeds. And so it's an interesting public situation that I am curious about. I don't think she's wrong.
That's a very good point, Scotty, because this is like the first chink in the armor, right? I mean, not the first one, but the most major one. The Terrence Howard one was a speed bump for sure. This is a hurdle, right?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, and I'm sure it'll be all settled out of court, undisclosed. But to quote Fred Dalton from Hunt for Red October, your average Disney exec doesn't go to the crapper without a press release.
Right.
Like, It's weird that they don't have a response, and Hollywood business.
Because I'm not actively looking at all of the news right now in a feed. They may have responded, but as of an hour ago or so before this broadcast, they have not responded and could not be reached for comment. So that like I said, that kind of indicates that maybe there's maybe they tried to do something behind the scenes and it just wasn't good enough, or the Disney just kind of shut her down and said, no, that movie didn't perform, you're not getting paid.
But again, it's a breach of contract on the performance. If she's getting back end deals monetarily, then that is based on the widespread distribution of that film. But she would have signed that. She would have signed that contract before movie theaters were shut down. And so, is it a breach of contract? Yes. Are there mitigating circumstances? Would this be something that an insurance company would call an act of God?
And that's what Disney will argue that, but I think ultimately they'll fail in arguing that there's a mitigating circumstance or special circumstance, solely for the fact that they did not have to do that. Theaters were open. They did not have to allow the PVOD day and date. They could have waited 30 days.
There's still loss of revenue.
No. That's what I'm saying. But Disney, there was still going to be loss of revenue. But if she's citing the specifically that the PVOD day and date drop on Disney Plus is the reason for the loss of revenue, then that case I think has merit. She absolutely has merit in that case, because Disney's gonna argue that it was COVID, but they had the option to not drop that. Like they're going to do with Shang-Chi. They're not putting POV day and date, PVOD. So they had the option and they chose to not do that. So that is if you ask me, and like I said, I am not a lawyer. I don't know. All I can do is bring my experiences, my life experiences, to the conversation. But from what I see, they're in breach and they're going to have to pay.
Well, and I'm all in favor of Disney paying whenever they can. It's interesting. I don't think you can compare Black Widow and Shang-Chi, because you're talking about the first-time star of the beginning of a new franchise.
No, I'm not comparing the situations. I'm just comparing the fact that they chose to drop day and date on Disney Plus for Black Widow. They're choosing not to for Shang-Chi. That's all. Yeah. So it shows that they have the ability to say, no, we're gonna do it for some, but we're not gonna do it for others. And
but I thought
in so doing, they're proving her case. She has. But
I thought the folding in regards to on Disney's part in regards to Shang-Chi was because of the backlash regarding Black Widow.
Oh, I don't know that for sure.
I don't know that for sure either.
And if that was the case, you'd think that they would have made it right then in negotiations with Scarlett Johansson.
I just think that Scarlett has better lawyers, which is weird and good for her.
Right.
Like if she can checkmate Disney for some cash, bless her.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if she does win a settlement, it goes all to charity anyways.
Oh, sure.
Speaking of Disney Disney Plus, Hawkeye Disney Plus series sets November premiere date. The Hawkeye series at Disney Plus finally has a premiere date. The show, which stars Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld, will debut on November 24th, which I believe is the day before Thanksgiving here in the States.
Bigger than football, this Hawkeye show will be.
That'll be awesome. Marvel Studios announced Thursday. Renner will reprise his role, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. Florence Pugh is going to be in there. That's good news. I think all this everything else we knew. There's nothing new that dropped except for the premiere date, pretty much. So I know people were kind of banging the drum about, hey, when are we getting this Hawkeye series? They haven't announced a date yet. Is it going to drop this year? Well, here we are, November 24th.
It just popped into my noggin, but they couldn't really, like, they've already filmed this, yes?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
And they wouldn't be able to drop a Hawkeye show until after Black Widow.
Right.
Thematically, just in terms of the phase and how organized Disney is, like, you would have to drop it after. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I like both Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld. I've liked Haley Steinfeld since True Grit. I thought she was delightful. And I didn't know that Florence Pugh was in this. So that's great news.
She's reprising her role as Yelena.
And so that's bitching.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it. I've enjoyed all of the Marvel shows, some more than others, but I have enjoyed them, and I look forward to the continuation of these smaller characters. I don't want to say smaller, sidelined characters in the major movies, in the Avengers, and I like Jeremy Renner as an actor.
Yeah, me too. I also like Haley Steinfeld, like you said. I really liked her in Bumblebee and what was the other one? Edge of 17. Edge of 17 was an awesome movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. It's a really good movie. But she was
going to have to do like a Haley Steinfeld double bill. It's going to be Bumblebee and Edge of 17.
Oh,
it's
man.
Be weird.
Yeah,
Which one do I do first?
Edge of 17 first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a great movie.
Good.
Moving on. Netflix's Marilyn Monroe biopic, Blonde, with Ana de Armas, moves to 2022. So it looks like it was set to come out, I think, this year, but they moved it. Cross Blonde off of your Oscar predictions list for this year. I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is Variety. Yeah, it's Variety. So this is a Variety exclusive. Netflix's fictionalized story of the telling of Marilyn Monroe's life, starring Ana de Armas, will now release in 2022. So I knew that they were filming this, but I haven't been following it that closely. But it does look good, and I know that Netflix was really thinking this could be an Oscar contender. But it looks like not this year. Looks like I'm gonna have to wait a year to see the Marilyn Monroe biopic you've been longing for, Scotty.
Well, no, I already have the Marilyn Monroe biopic that I've been longing for. It was the one starring Michelle Williams.
Ooh, yeah.
That was, and she won an Oscar for that, right?
I'd have to look that up, but yeah, that sounds right.
I'd have to look it up, but it sounds, yeah. No, I thought Michelle Williams as Marilyn Monroe was fantastic. I do find Ana de Armas to be gorgeous, and I will watch. Like, I enjoy the mythology of Marilyn Monroe, but I don't really. Why is it that every time somebody wants an Oscar, they just drag out Audrey Hepburn or Marilyn Monroe and say, "Play her"?
Right. I don't know. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So,
some famous old person.
I will look forward to it because, again, Ana de Armas, fantastic. I think that she was great in 2049, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah,
I thought she was great in Knives Out.
Yeah.
And I enjoy her. Well, hell, I even saw that Keanu Reeves movie that she was in. That was freaky awesome. Yeah, I look forward to that. But in terms of Marilyn Monroe's, I have two favorites. The first one being Marilyn Monroe, and the second one being Michelle Williams. And I don't really, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. Who plays Joe DiMaggio in this movie?
Don't know yet. Directed by Andrew Dominic, the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, who also adapted the novel by Joyce Carol Oates, Blonde. Was one of the year's most anticipated films by street and consumers. A specific release date in 2022 has not been set yet. In development since 2010, actresses like Jessica Chastain and Naomi Watts were once attached to the project.
Oh, so, Naomi Watts as Marilyn Monroe would be awesome.
I know, right? Either one of those. I think all three of these ladies are amazing, and I think Anna will do a great job. But we're just going to have to wait another year to see it.
Have you ever seen the movie The Notorious Betty Page?
I don't think I have.
It is a really, it's an interesting photo negative to the Marilyn Monroe mythos. Just just an innocent girl roped into show business, except Betty Page was a little bit more TNA, and it was fantastic. Right. I wish I could remember the name of the actress. Gretchen Mol played Betty Page.
Oh wait, I did see that movie. Yeah, I love Gretchen Mol, by the way.
Yeah, ditto, dude. Rounders.
She's popping up in a lot of TV stuff, really good TV stuff lately. So awesome.
Really interesting. And endearing. Like, these are the actresses who I think would be able to, I think Naomi Watts would be able to present that emotion of Marilyn Monroe. I think Ana de Armas, it'll be interesting to see her without the like doing a Marilyn Monroe accent. But even that's how I felt, aside from Dawson's Creek. I fell in love with Michelle Williams through the My Night with Marilyn movie. Not My Night with Marilyn, my Time with Marilyn, or something like that.
That was good. That's what it was.
And it was really when these actresses do portray Marilyn Monroe, they show an emotional vulnerability that does go through the screen, like it exudes, and I really enjoy it. But again, that's because of Michelle Williams, and for that, Michelle, thank you.
So I heard that Anna spent the better part of a year mastering the voice, trying to master the voice of Marilyn Monroe.
You have to. Voice. She does have an accent.
Yeah. So cool. Mm-hmm. Good on you. Mm-hmm. Good on you. Do you want to talk? I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about Doctor Who. We got some Doctor Who news today.
Yes, and I am strictly riffing. The only thing I know is that there are going to be changes in the world of Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker, who is currently playing the 13th Doctor. Actually, you know what? The numbering doesn't matter, because at the end of last season, they changed how many Doctors there are. In fact, some of them aren't even Doctors. The regenerations of the Doctors have been all wackadoo, if you've been watching recently. But Jodie Whittaker is leaving, as is Chibnall. I always want to say the other one. But Chibnall is the showrunner, is also leaving after a spectacular run in terms of redefining the history of Doctor Who.
Spectacular?
I'm not editorial. Like, I'm just going off the top of my head and playing middle of the road, man. I know people hate it. I hate it. But that is not. If you enjoy the 13th Doctor and Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Who, or the Doctor, then that is absolutely, I highly recommend you continue to do so. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're talking about is the exit of Jodie Whittaker and Chinballs. And it's going to happen in 2022, apparently, for the anniversary of the BBC or something. And there are going to be 3 specials after the upcoming 8-episode season, which I'm not sure, in previous Doctor Who news, the upcoming season is going to be one long story arc. And so that's interesting. I kind of see that as a Colin Baker callback. It'll be interesting to have a year-long arc. And I suppose, gentlemen, ladies, all Gallifreyans of whatever regeneration you may be, start your engines, because who's going to be the next Doctor?
I was going to say, does that mean now, because I have heard that might be the end of Doctor Who?
Well, there are some corners of the internet say that Doctor Who ended a long time ago. Well, but I don't think that that's even when Doctor Who ends, Doctor Who regenerates. Doctor Who comes back. The wilderness years between Sylvester McCoy and Christopher Eccleston, the drought, but it's still lush with Doctor Who stories, whether it be novels, the Big Finish storylines, even the Paul McGann movie.
So do we think? Let me ask you this: in your opinion, do you think we're going to get a pause on the TV show, at least for now? Or do you think they'll just pick right back up the following season with a new Doctor?
I think it's going to depend. The best news out of this is that Chris Chibnall is stepping down. I think that it has been an issue with the writing. I've always wanted a lady Doctor. I want to look at the Doctor the same way that chicks look at David Tennant. That's what I want. Doctors. I like lady doctors. I want Helena Bonham Carter to be Doctor Who. Like that would be my jam. Hell, I would take that Coleman lady who won an Oscar. But if you're an Oscar winner, yeah, I would take her as the Doctor. Like it's not a matter of a lady Doctor. It's a matter of I want a sarcastic, knowledgeable, sexy Doctor who is completely unattainable. If I had my druthers, I would take. Oh my God! If we could get Kate Beckinsale as Doctor Who, I am in. You're in. Everyone would be in if she could underworld it up as Doctor Who. Like it would be amazing.
Full disclosure: I am not a Doctor Who person. I think I've seen 1 or 2 episodes in my entire lifetime. Just wasn't available to me or for me. But I have heard that, especially this season, that I think what everybody thought was going to be the big problem was, a woman Doctor, was not actually the problem. The problem was with the writing. That I've heard that many, many times over the last year or 2 or 3 or whatever it was. So. Yeah.
Well, my problem with it is that yes, the Doctor is a lady, but that lady, like, she's not feminine. Like she's not a lady. She seems to be like a Lego person. I don't find anything feminine about her. There was no exploration of the characteristics of transitioning between man and woman as the Doctor, and I don't mean that in the real world.
You would think that would be a primary driving force of the narrative.
Well, and also, like, Yaz is there as a companion. You can have the Doctor being like, I've never felt that way about a man before. No, seriously, never. Like, it would be an interesting, funny one-off joke, and also, like, I don't know. You ever been to a bar and you go and you hit on a chick and she's like, "No, I'm too good for you." That's what I want from my Doctor Who.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, that never happened to me.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, no, honey, I'm sorry. Look at your shoes." That's what I want. And I don't know. Maybe I'm a sub. Maybe I want Doctor Who to be a dom. I don't know.
Maybe. All right. With the Doctor Who news out of the way. Joe Manganiello to star in AMC series Moonhaven. This dropped today. Joe Manganiello is set to lead opposite Emma McDonald and Dominic Monaghan in AMC's utopian drama series Moonhaven. Created, written, and executive produced by Peter Oko? O-C-K-O? Oko?
Peter O.
Okay. Peter O. Moonhaven is about a utopian colony on the moon that might hold the keys to preserving life on Earth, which has become increasingly perilous. The series, produced by AMC Studios, is set to debut on AMC and AMC Plus next year. So good for Joe. We love Joe. Good D&D fan. Hosts his own D&D watch streams, which are pretty badass. So that's some good news. Let's see, what's next, Scott? Oh, so we've shown you Pig trailer. We've shown you Lamb trailer. So first there was the pig, then came the lamb. Now comes the cow. IFC Films picks up Andrea Arnold's Buzzy Con-Doc cow. So this must have been all the rage at Con this year. It's the year of the animal movie, Scotty. These, I don't. It's weird. I don't remember a year when we got this many movies all focusing on animals.
Well, at least they
in
had
particular like this.
The good sense to make titles out of the animal movies. Like there was Free Willy, there was Babe. You know.
Sure. So
Glitter.
IFC Films has taken North American rights to Andrea Arnold's well-received Cannes Film Festival documentary Cow, which is made its world premiere earlier this month in the newly created Cannes premiere section. Reps IFC and Arnold's second teaming together after her award-winning Fish Tank, which starred Katie Jarvis and Michael Fassbender. Yeah, this looks. I haven't seen the trailer for it. I should have grabbed it and put it on and showed it, but I just thought it was funny that we got the pig, then the lamb, now we have the cow.
Well, it's also interesting that it's Arnold's second teaming after her award-winning movie Fish Tank.
Yeah, right, Fish Tank, right?
She's all over the animal kingdom.
Man, I'm telling you. Here's the thing, though. Pig looks amazing, getting great reviews.
Yes.
Lamb looks great, what we saw yesterday. And cow sounds like it's all the buzz. We'll reserve judgment until I see some more on that. But, all right. Year of the animal movie.
Moo. Secret Marvel Studios series reportedly in the works from Better Call Saul writer. Yes. This is interesting. So, let's wonder if Secret is Secret War. I don't know. There's a Secret Marvel Studios television series reportedly in the works from Better Call Saul writer Marion Dare. It seems that Dare has been set as showrunner for the new Marvel series, a fact that she herself announced over Instagram. Wow. And was mentioned in print as part of her resume for a mentoring gig she's doing at the San Francisco State University. In the bio for Dare, it's mentioned that Miss Dare was a writer and executive story editor for AMC series Better Call Saul, and is currently lead writer for a Marvel television series in development. Heavens.
Yeah.
And that, I'm currently looking at her Instagram bio. Is that where this information is coming from?
Yeah, and then in print and from her resume, we already knew all the writers and showrunners. All the writers and showrunners for most of the major upcoming Marvel series, like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion, and Moon Knight. Only Armor Wars was yet to announce its director. So the fact that there's yet another showrunner on the payroll means there could indeed be a new Marvel series we have not heard about yet. So it looks like we're going to get I don't know what this is, because Secret Invasions already has its showrunner. So I don't know what this could be.
And also continuing on in this, this sort of bolsters her resume, in my opinion. Marion Dare's resume leans heavily towards comedy, having worked as an assistant on series like The United States of Terror, which is fantastic. You should see it. She's also been an assistant to Curb Your Enthusiasm and the Goldberg star Jeff Garlin for many years. So she's definitely been in circles with some of the most successful comedic minds in the industry today. I am familiar with a few podcasts from the writers of the Goldbergs that I enjoy. Star Trek: The Next Conversation is a great podcast, and that has two of the writers from the Goldbergs on it, or at least they were at some point. Curb Your Enthusiasm, obviously a great show. United States of Terror, which is, hey, would you like to see a comedy about multiple personalities? You should. It's amazing.
So that brings us to our last bit of news today. Funimation acquires anime hit Knights of Sidonia. Sidonia. I think it's Sidonia.
I don't know.
That's the place on Mars, Sidonia. Right. Will release movie in US and stream TV series. Funimation, which last year released the anime movie Demon Slayer Mugen Train, to great success at the global box office, has zeroed in on its next adventure. The company has set a September 13 release date for Knights of Sidonia. Love Woven in the Stars is the subtitle there. The sci-fi anime space thriller based on the manga from, wow, I'm never even going to attempt that name.
Tsutomu Nihei.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. In addition, Funimation has acquired TV rights to Netflix's Knights of Sidonia anime series, and will begin streaming season 1 and season 2 beginning August 3rd on its platform in the U.S., Canada, and the UK and Ireland.
Hey, I'm in Canada.
Yay!
So
yeah,
I'm
so you
going
can
to
watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll watch this for sure. You know, I've been watching a lot more anime and animation, and you know, because of Netflix, the accessibility.
Do you mind if I'm a bit of a jerk?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Have you watched the rest of Have you watched the rest of Masters of the Universe?
No, I have not.
All right.
I have not. I tapped out of that one. It's just not for me. Unfortunately, there's better stuff. I've got a long list of on my watch lists on each platform that I got.
You and me both, sister.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You know what? Do you want to run through these real quick?
Yeah, I would.
Let's run through these real quick before we get to the comments. Best TV movie box sets, Criterion Collection, TV classics, and more. We did this before on the show. We like to, when we find these kind of deals out there, we want to give you, if you're into collecting physical media, which I hope you are, we want to give you the deals. So we'll just run down these real quick, tell you what the prices are, and I think you can find all. I think these are all on Amazon. They are. So we'll do that, and we won't spend a lot of time here. But the first on the list is Zack Snyder's Justice League Trilogy 4K Ultra Blu-ray or Ultra HD Blu-ray. Right now, you can buy it for $84.99.
That would be really interesting to watch as a trilogy. Like that would be that's a day. Like you have to start at 8 a.m. and you'll be done by 9. But that would be a great trilogy. That is a Sunday. That is when snow flies. I will watch all 3 in a row. Then we got A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah, which
is a movie. It's what The Quiet Place is. They made a sequel. It's still very quiet.
That's on sale for $22.99 right now.
Yes.
Next is Mare of Easttown, complete limited series DVD. That's on sale for Mare. Did I say Mar? Mare of Easttown. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
$19.99.
And then we get and the Columbia Classics 4K Ultra HD Collection Volume 2 that we discussed a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. In terms of being released, awesome. And that, oh my stars, 6 film, only 6, really? Yeah. All right. Well, 6 film collection, including Anatomy of a Murder, Oliver, Taxi Driver, Stripes, and Sense and Sensibility with added Social Network. And that is $119.99. It is off by whatever. Yeah, it's discounted. It's good. And then also in terms of the in terms of the collections, there is the Warner Brothers 20 film collection for $71.95. Okay, so Columbia Classics, get your act together. 6 films for $120, but I can get 20 films for $71.95 from Warner Brothers. That includes Gone with the Wind and it's been so 1929.
Dude, check this out. So you can't beat the price of this collection of 20 different Best Picture winners currently in the Warner Brothers library, which came out between 1929 and 2006, split into 3 different eras: 1929 to 1942, Gone with the Wind and Casablanca. 1946 and 1959, An American in Paris, Around the World in 80 Days, and Ben-Hur. And 1975 to 2006, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Amadeus, and The Departed. The films appear on 23 different discs and are accompanied by a 24-page booklet. You can also get a 50 film collection on Blu-ray for $299 if you're looking to expand your collection and the price tag doesn't scare you off. Yeah.
$300 for 50 Blu-rays
50 movies
is not a bad price at all.
Yeah.
Then, and also Warner Brothers, it has such an incredible stable of classics. Like, you sold me at Casablanca, and the rest is everything I want.
Up next, the Game of Thrones, the complete season 1 through 8 collector's edition Blu-ray. This was $329. Now it's like $80 off, $249 to buy it now. So regardless of how the season ended, it would still be nice to have that. I'd love to have this collection, by the way.
On Blu-ray, absolutely. It's a stunning series in terms of the cinematography, and I would absolutely, if you are a fan, then you should get in the highest fidelity possible. And then we have Ingmar Bergman's cinema. My stars! It's a Criterion collection, and it's wow! It's $150 off. That's one heck of a by Grapthar's Hammer. What a savings!
Oh my God, I'd love to have this.
We're a ways from Black Friday, but it's just $150 for this massive region-free Blu-ray set featuring Criterion's comprehensive collection of Ingmar Bergman's films. It is an incredible steal. You'll get 39 Swedish directors' films, from rare early outings to essential classics: The Seventh Seal, Persona, Fanny and Alexander. I'm not familiar with two of those. And 18 never before released by Criterion, arranged as a curated film festival with opening and closing nights. You'll also get 11 introductions, 6 audio commentaries, and 2 rarely seen documentaries shot by Bergman, more than 5 hours of interviews with Bergman and his key collaborators, behind-the-scenes footage, trailers, featurettes, and a 250-page book. This is a film school in a box.
Yes, this is. Oh my God, this is something that I would, if I had the money, I would absolutely buy this right now. $150 when it was $299. That's. I mean, that's. The Seventh Seal. I own it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But I haven't seen a bunch of this other stuff, so I would love to get this. What a great collection.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you do this one too, because you're the Star Trek aficionado on the show.
I love this set. I wish I had it. And it's on sale, which is great. The Star Trek 50th Anniversary TV and Movie Collection on Blu-ray is $79.99. I don't know. That doesn't look like there's any kind of discount. But if it's $80, you are getting a steal if this is all on Blu-ray. This epic gift set is perfect for the Trekkie in your life. Hello. I am the Trekkie in your life.
Right.
It includes 30
Donate
Blu-ray
to the show.
Yeah, just send it to me.
Anyway,
it includes 30 Blu-ray discs featuring every feature film, every television show, and the animated series. First ever remastered version of the animated series, more than 20 hours of bonus content, a Starfleet pin, mini posters for the first 6 feature films, and I do enjoy those sort of like theater cards for the feature films and more. Yeah, no, I've seen it, and the packaging for it, the collection for it, it is incredible. My only problem is that I have the Blu-rays for the movies, I have the Blu-rays for the original series. I'm not willing to drop the money for the Blu-rays for the animated series, so I will stick with my Netflix streaming.
I would.
No, it's Downtown Avenue.
That's right.
Downtown Avenue, the complete limited edition collector's set. If this doesn't come with the movie, then it's hogwash. It was $199.99, but now it's $149.13. Sure, you can probably buy the digital versions of Julian Fellowes' award-winning series for much cheaper. But if you do that, will you get a collectible hardcover book, a Downtown Avenue pull bell, and a collectible set of cork-backed coasters? Ooh, I like the coaster idea. Right. Featuring... Forget mouse pads. We need Phantasmagorium coasters.
I have Lord of the Rings coasters. Just saying.
So do I. It's called the discs for the Lord of the Rings.
Fuck you. All right.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
Moving on.
So, will you get cork-backed coasters featuring the official Downtown Abbey crest?
Oh,
the answer is no. No, you won't. Instead, snag this 22-disc set featuring all seasons, Christmas specials, video extras, and more. And I know I poo-pooed about the lack of the movie, but the coasters apologized appropriately.
The first films of Akira Kurosawa, the Criterion Collection DVD, was $59.99, now $29.99. Kurosawa films are a must for everybody's collection. If you do not have them, go and buy them now. $29.99 is a steal for that collection.
At least get the Fortress.
Yeah. Next is Dirty Dancing, 30th Anniversary Collection Edition, Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital HD. That's on sale. Was $64.99. Now it's $48.49. Did you like this movie? I watched this movie so many times when I was a kid. My stepsister had this thing on repeat. This and About Last Night were the only two movies that were on my house when I was growing up. When I was a kid for a couple of years, and I couldn't stand it. Anyways,
I only have one problem with this movie,
which is,
well, it takes place in like the 60s, right?
Okay.
And halfway through the movie, they go from 60s music, which I really enjoyed, and then it turns into contemporary music, which I found jarring.
Yeah.
I enjoy the film, but whenever anybody says that this is like a perfect movie or a classic or really good, I like it. It's good, but there is ultimately something like there is a 100-foot mechanical spider that shows up in the third act that I just can't ignore. And I've Had the Time of My Life is not a 60s song. It was an 80s song.
It was.
And so
hard. So it is, but it is
$60. Like aside from the Rube keychain.
Hardcore fans of the 80s classic probably already own the film, but this 30th anniversary Blu-ray version is the best quality transfer available on the market. Plus, it comes with a slew of goodies. You'll get the film and special features, cutscenes, featurettes, screen test, commentary, music videos, plus Kellerman's cottage room key chain. For baby's room. And I carried a watermelon wristlet wallet.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while since we've seen this flick. We don't get all the references.
Yeah, wristlet wallet, compact mirror, the 108-page shooting script.
That's cool.
With written notes and a letter signed by the writer. Postcards, do not disturb door sign. You get it. You kind of get the drift. You're getting a goodie bag in the 30th anniversary edition. It's cool. If you're a big Dirty Dancing fan, this is a cool box set to have.
To be fair, I know 6 chicks who want this.
Sure, yeah. I know dudes that want it too. I know guys that love this movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Next up is Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries Complete Collection. That's right now you can buy that from $79. And that's it. That's the list. So yeah, from time to time we like to bring you these cool discounted physical media items to add to your collection. We like it.
I like it. I like having a library.
Yeah, physical media is awesome. I mean, I know it's going away.
Yeah, but people have been saying that about vinyl since forever.
Yeah, vinyl's making a comeback. So.
Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years.
That's right. We're gonna hold over. We'll hold over this, the animated till tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll do that tomorrow. We've been going for about an hour. Let's get over to the comments and go through the comments and see what y'all are talking about.
Ahoy, chat! Thank you so much for playing.
Yes, we'll start today with Todd Michael.
Todd Michael says, is the content in this stream safe for work? Steve?
Maybe.
I agree. I'm working and would not want the powers that be to reprimand me for your filthy language or thoughts.
Well, filthy thoughts for sure.
I don't think
in a while.
I think I may have casually sworn once.
I've sworn a couple of times on the show.
Okay. No, I mean today.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. It happens.
So I think we're relatively safe for adults.
Yeah, we're pretty safe. But our thoughts are filthy.
Children find us boring. Turgey says, "Hey, Turgey, thank you again. One of our illustrious mods. We are only allowed very strong Norwegian cursing. I don't even know how to curse in Norwegian."
No, but when Turgey's on tomorrow's free for all, he can do all the cursing for us.
It is not a safe space. It's not. Yeah. He says this is a safe place, but I like to breed a little bit of danger in everything I do. Turgey says, I don't even want to blow my nose with Space Jam 2. Nor do I. Shudders.
Nor do I.
Todd Michael says to Turgey, okay, Moddy McModdenstein. Or is it Moddenstein?
Moddenstein?
I trust you'll alert me to inappropriate content that may cost me my job. We will never say anything that'll get you fired.
Well, not on purpose, anyway.
Not on purpose. Turgey says, Phantasmagorium show bears no responsibility for loss of work. We do, however, offer a t-shirt at 10% discount, as well as applaud your forte into making sausages full time.
Okay.
Ahoy and cheers.
Contact us, use content link for the 10% discount, by the way.
Yes. Just enter /Phantasmagorium. Anyway. Todd Michael says, all the boys come to my house for my kielbasa.
I can bet they do.
Oh, my stars. It's out the door. Todd Michael says, and you should try my pierogi.
Oh, yeah. I like pierogi.
You ever had a pierogi?
I have had pierogies.
They're great, aren't they?
They're awesome.
Bacon?
Amazing.
Yeah. Todd Michael says, I need to have a pierogi day once COVID fades. You know what? I think that more pierogi days will recede the COVID. I think that is the key.
My question
I am not a doctor and do not take my advice whatsoever, but I think that pierogies, they are the cure.
They could be. I guess my question is, can you freeze them and send them overnight to Huntington Beach?
Sure you can.
Yeah. Because that would be awesome.
No, there was a nice lady that I used to work with who made her own homemade pierogies, and she gave me like a Ziploc bag of them, and they were frozen, and I made them properly, and they were delicious. So it is possible to preserve them for a journey. Yes. Todd Michael says, we make thousands, and people take home whatever they want. Pierogies or sausage?
Yeah. Maybe both.
Maybe kielbasa. Todd Michael says, okay, this Pollock is good. I can't say that. That's racist.
That's not racist.
Pollock? It is.
It's not Pollock either.
He said Pollock.
It said Pollock.
Pollock. Well, that's worse, dude. Why did you rope me into that? I'm going to get canceled. Okay, this Pollock is going to shut down here at the Office of Love and go and pick up the 2 hound dog pizzas he ordered and return to the House of Love to consume them.
That sounds like a fabulous afternoon.
And Todd Michael says, well, one of them, the other is for my esteemed other half, and we wish them well.
Yes.
All your loved ones, dude. Come on. Todd Michael, I love you.
Jay says, I love the song My Missy Elliott. I think it's by Missy Elliott called My All the Boys to the Yard. I couldn't even get that one out. You almost spit out your coffee. Or all right. Turkey.
Like, I think it's false advertising if you, well, you're Missy? Anyway.
Missy Elliott?
Missy Elliott with a kielbasa.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I would chug on it.
Of course you would. You ever work with a 13-inch kielbasa? What movie is that from?
I have no idea, sir.
In the chat, do you know?
Let's find out.
Howard Stern's Private Parts.
Oh, well, you didn't even give them a chance to respond. Although it was a good movie. I really enjoyed that. That was my introduction to who played Pig Vomit? You know,
I hate when this happens.
Rhino from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was in Sideways.
Yeah, he's in. I know exactly who it is. I can't think of his name to save my life right now.
He's so good. Anyway, that was my introduction. Thank you, Pig Vomit.
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. Thank you so much. Paul Giamatti. I really enjoyed you in American Splendor. Todd Michael says, I'll see you later and perhaps the rest of the staff of the Fantasmagorium show later this evening. And that is a really long name. Phantasmagorium? Yes, I did. I tripped up my father today by saying, I'm going to get a T-shirt with Phantasmagorium on it. And he's like, where are you going to get a T-shirt that says Phantasma? So what's it?
Yep.
But I said that it was a brilliant name.
Sergey says, drive safe. I hope he will.
Sergey says, I couldn't get into Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker. Well, I couldn't get into Jodie Whittaker. And it has nothing to do with her being a woman. Agreed. I love the actress. It just felt off. I don't think it felt off. I just think, well, no, it did feel off. I felt that there were barriers. There were walls around the new Doctor that I don't think were addressed. Turya continues. I think for the next Doctor, they should make some shit up. Well, they have been.
Right.
That is what Doctor Who is about. It's all about making shit up. And make it so he regenerates into a previous Doctor. I do not want a regeneration to bring back an older Doctor because I feel like that is going backwards. And one of my biggest complaints in storytelling has been, like with Discovery, my first complaint was, why are you making a prequel? And with Doctor Who, if they went back to a previous regeneration, like if they brought back Matt Smith or David Tennant, I would be like, why are you doing that? I want to see something new, move forward. And that is what I want from my storytelling. And I think that even as we discussed off the hop, Steve, when it comes to new stories, original stories, things that are coming, even in the franchises that we love, moving forward with the story is engaging to the audience. And looking back, just, you want to have an argument about canon, then I'll show you a picture of the transporter room from Strange New Worlds.
I have no problem with IP looking back and doing prequel type series or filling in gaps, as long as there's also either simultaneously or in the new upcoming slate going forward as well. You have to go forward, but you can also go back. That's my opinion. But you definitely have to go forward. If you're not going forward, you're always going back. You're just going to stale your IP right out. Stephen Amore. Hi,
Stephen Amore.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for showing up, man. That was cool.
Thank you. And ahoy, sir. Thank you. Turjay says, welcome to the show, Stephen. Hey, not Brian Young. Ahoy. Not Brian. Thank you so much. Turjay says, hello there, Brian. Or not. Oh, he's not Brian, but he is very secure about his not Brianhood. And a wave. Darius Munchausen, hail to
Darius?
Us. Thank you so much, Darius. Turjay says, what a price drop. I might have got that Ingmar Bergman stat, despite him being Swedish. Oh, that sounds like cultural appropriation.
They don't like each other.
I don't even know. Hail in your general direction. Love your RoboCop with a fedora. I believe it's a cowboy hat on Darius Munchausen.
I think we had did I have a jump? Yeah. So
a jump?
Did we do this? Okay, yeah.
No. Everyone is just saying to ahoy each other, and I appreciate you guys ahoying. It's nice that you guys get along, and thank you so much for not criticizing
welcome,
me
says,
or Steve
back,
or anyone else.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Darius Munchausen says, please don't take my collectibles. Collectibles,
my
man.
Collecticles, man. Collecticles like chesticles.
Yes. Well, there's one more tickles that I could discuss. Darius says, thanks, Terje. Hail to you.
Hail to you.
Terje says, I hail in your general direction. Love your Robocop with the fedora. We did that again, but I also enjoy Darius. It is a cowboy hat. I've been keeping an eye on the Criterion Collection Kurosawa box set for years. Yeah, and when I was in Nam, I got a full box set of the entire Kurosawa collection, and it's one of those rare joys that I had going back and watching them, and it's amazing. I get them splitting up into the early years.
Oh, do we have a freeze? Oh boy. Well, we'll get back to Scotty when he pops back in. I think he froze there for a minute. Terje says, is the dancing in Dirty Dancing really that dirty? I call it slightly raunchy mamba. Yeah, it's just slightly raunchy for sure. Darius says, LOL, thanks, Terje. I appreciate your transformer. Darius follows up. I only know Drit, D-R-I-T-T, Drit, poop emoji. Okay. Terje says, that's a load of crap, turd emoji. Melanie Epp. Hello, Melanie. Greetings from Belgium. I'm quiet, but here almost daily. Oh, well, thank you for being on the show daily, coming by. Feel free to, pop in the chat and say hello. We love to hear from everybody in the chat. Yeah, I think we lost Scott, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I think we were pretty much done going through the comments. I just want to thank everybody for showing up, coming into the comments and leaving a comment or two and engaging in the show. That way it really does grow. All the interaction, comments, likes, shares, please share the show. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. So for Scotty R37, I am Steve Foley. Have a great day, everybody.